Hello everyone, good morning or good afternoon. So we are going to start the session today. So first I would like to have a test for the voice and the video. So can you get my voice?
Hello, yes, it is clear, thank you.
Okay, thank you. And okay, we'll start today's session. And today we are going to have a session about the high-tech companies in China. So we are really honored to invite Mr. Wu from Neolithic. And Neolithic is a leading provider of autonomous vehicles and service in the world, and dedicated to building a smart city lifestyle in the future with technology. And Mr. Wu is responsible for the overseas business and the international business. So today he will give you introduction about Neolithic and to show how the Neolithic starts, to show the technology of Neolithic and the overseas business of Neolithic. And later you can have a communication with him to discuss the technology or even the future cooperation. So let's welcome Mr. Wu to give the presentation.
Hi, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's my great honor and happy to have this chance to introduce Neolithic to you, and I hope that you will enjoy this technology, its training and information. So first, I will introduce the Neolithic, and then I will introduce some solutions we have and how it can benefit your country, your campus, your university, your facilities. Okay, so Neolithic. First, I will play a short video. So what we did in last year. So when the coronavirus spreading in China, especially in Wuhan, so that time is a very heavy task and challenge for the Chinese. And that time we sent totally more than 50 autonomous driving vehicles to Wuhan, to the Liechtenstein hospital, help the hospital to do the outdoor disinfection, and help the hospital to transport the meals and the goods, and to do the isolation to reduce the risk for the contact. And also we do some free distribution for the mask to the citizens in Wuhan, in Beijing, in Shenzhen, these kind of cities. For example, we distribute these supplies, vegetables, fruits to the communities, use the autonomous driving vehicle. So we do some contribution to the country and through the technologies. And this is the real videos. For example, the first one is we deliver the meal to the hospital. So the people, no need people to go inside to reduce the risk. And the second video is we transport the meals from the restaurant also to the office buildings. So it's also reduce the risk for the contact. The third video is we work with the e-commerce company Jingdong. It's the largest B2C company in China. So this is we do the express service inside the communities to the citizens, residents there. And the last one is the disinfection in Liechtenstein hospital. So that time is very it's dangerous and it's challenging for us. So we send vehicle go inside and to reduce the people go inside. And this is the introduction video for our factories. Our factory is located in China, in Jiangsu province, in Changzhou city. And this factory, we manufacturing the the vehicle itself, and also we manufacture the battery itself. So we have the mass production product line. It's a standard design, so it can mass manufacturing 800 vehicles per month. So totally 1 year, the capability can produce 10,000 vehicles. So we already make the vehicle is a standard design and the test scenarios and autonomous driving test inside the factory. Okay. So as Neolithic, so as Neolithic, we did 3 things. So the first, we do the R&D. So the R&D means we design the algorithm for the layer 4 autonomous driving system. And also we develop the Internet of Vehicle platform and the software. And also we manufacturing the vehicle is as the automotive grade product. It's acting as the vehicle. It's not just a robot. And the second, that as I said, we have our own battery and vehicle factories, so we can mass manufacturing. And the third, also we do the end-to-end delivery to the customers. So we work with some partners like the internet company, like the express company, like the e-commerce company, like the operators for the 4G, 5G operators. All this is our partners. We together to deliver the autonomous driving vehicle solution to the customer. And our vehicle is a modular design. So it's a standard chassis and with the standard the sensors, and the containers is it can be changeable and a different model of the container to make it and a different kind of model vehicle. So it can be the retail model, can be express model, can be the transportation model, can be the finance model, can be the security petrol. And we make the vehicle, the volume is the capacity is the 2.4 cubic meter to make sure it's big enough to carry more goods. And also the width of the vehicle is 1 meter wide. So 1 meter wide to make sure almost all the road we can pass. So it totally make the vehicle can carry more goods and also very easy to pass most of the road. So our vehicle, there are some information I want to introduce. So first, we equip the vehicle with mixed multiple sensors. For example, we equipped it 5 lidars and totally 9 cameras, 4 camera for the remote driving, 5 camera for the AI features, and also we equipped radars and to totally to make sure it's the safe driving and have the AI features. And also it's the auto grade chassis, so make sure it can strongly running in the road. And our vehicle maximum the speed can reach 50 kilometers. And so also the smart camera, AI camera can recognize the traffic light. So it can also run on the public road. And also it can operation in the multiple of the weathers. For example, even in the middle of the raining is okay. And also the nighttime, the vehicle also can free operation. So we can make sure no matter it's daytime or nighttime, the vehicle can work. So this is to show how we our battery system is just swapping battery. just 30 seconds, we can finish to change the battery to make sure it can 24 hours working. And for the daytime, we can use the vehicle to do some retail service for some transportation service. And nighttime, so the vehicle can do the security patrolling service. And this is, for example, in Beijing, in Chaoyang Park. So you just wave your hand, then the AI camera can recognize your action, and then the vehicle will stop to service you. So this is some AI features equipped in the vehicle, and also the QR code features to mobile, to QR code to through the mobile to pay to buy the water drinks is very convenient and easy. And this is to show you with the many sensors to make sure the vehicle is safe driving. It can recognize the people, recognize the objection, the vehicles surrounding the vehicle. So the distance can more than 150 meters far. It can recognize this kind of object. So to make sure it can be safe drive. And this is the camera equipped in the vehicle. So it 360-degree monitoring and to make sure it's a safe driving. For example, when our remote center to remotely to monitor the vehicle environment and also do some remote driving, then through the cameras we can see the environment. And also we have the point cloud map to make sure it's a safe driving. So also our control room is we designed the wireless remote control system. So this system can work with 5G and 4G. So 5G will be better because 5G the advantage is the low latency and more high bandwidth. So the speed, the video of the remote driving so will be very clear and low latency. So the remote driving will be more safe. So this is our design for this system, and also this platform can support 20 vehicles to as one fleet to manage 20 vehicles together. And this is the true scenario in China. In our control room, we can monitor the vehicles in different cities in China. For example, this is some video is in Shanghai. This video is in Shanghai, the AI park, and some video in Chengdu and in Beijing. So in most all the vehicles we deployed, so we can through the system we can see the real-time situation surrounding the vehicle and to monitor the vehicle. So this system, for example, you can see the speed and the battery remaining, the video latency, and also its driving status is autonomous driving or remote driving. And also we developed many different kinds of the software we deploy in the different screens. For example, we have the mobile app to have the retail mobile app. We have the security patrol mobile app. Have the express app to for the customers, the consumers. They can just use the mobile to have the service. They can buy something. They can take their goods, and they can do the security. Also, can use the mobile to do some tasks for the security patrolling. And on the vehicle also have the big screen, and the screen can also do many service for the customers. And also we can use the mobile to manage and operate the vehicle. And also for the laptop part, we have the dashboard and the software as a service platform to manage the vehicle, to operation and maintenance the fleet. And so since the vehicle is equipped with AI cameras, so it can create many data, and we call it big data. For example, listed in Shanghai, the AI park. There are many companies inside, technology company inside, and we do the lunch and breakfast service to the staff inside this campus. And so through 1 month's time operation there, then we generated many data. For example, in the morning time, most of the people they will at the north part, and the lunchtime, most of the people will go to the south part. So that's why when we sell the breakfast, we will send more vehicle in the north in the morning, and we send more vehicle to the south to on the lunchtime to tracing the people. So this is AI and big data and heat map, how it helps us to analyze the data and to better operate the business and improve the efficiency. And this is our vision that, for example, in 1 kilometer, no matter it's a university or it's a campus or communities or CBD. So we want to use the autonomous driving vehicle as a mobile platform. So it carry different kind of vehicle models, can do the different service to the citizens, to the students, to the working staff, to the government staff, to the tourist peoples, no matter the CBD or campus. So, for example, now most of our operation and experience is the retail. For example, the water, drink retail, the meal, lunch, breakfast, and for some advertising. And also we have some coffee and ice cream business model, and also we have the security patrol in the campus, in the universities, and also we have the logistic vehicles for the inside the campus to do the service and to reduce the contact and reduce the risk, and also make the people inside the campus universities save their time and more easy to enjoy the service. And this is some models. For example, we work with KFC and Nescafe, and one famous ice cream brand in China. So we launched this kind of fast food service in China. Now we already launched Beijing, Shanghai, Xiamen, Chengdu, Shenyang, these main cities in China, and also Beijing, Shenzhen, Guangzhou, Shenzhen. Yeah, and also we work with the ICBC Bank, is the largest bank in China. We launched 2 different kind of model of vehicles for the financials. And also we work with China police, or the Shenzhen police and the Beijing police, to launch the security patrolling autonomous driving vehicle in Beijing and Shenzhen. And so this is some model of vehicles. We have rich experience for that. And for example, what's the benefit for this new selling of this retail vehicle? So first, we work with the most branded restaurants to make sure the food, the quality, and the people like this kind of food and meal. And the second, because we equipped the payment as a QR code, and through the mobile, you can very easy to finish the payment. So it will be very fast. So And also because we are the technology supplier, so the branded restaurants, they give us a better price, more discount to us, and then the meals is cheaper than the restaurant itself. So the customers, they can save 40% money to buy this kind of food. And this is some core capabilities we can supply, and also the city service scenarios. So most of the scenarios, we think this kind of vehicle is suitable. First is the business park, it's the business campus, and some CBD areas, and some university campus, some public campus, and some city parks. So this kind of scenarios, it will be very suitable for this kind of vehicle. And for the services, as I said, it can do many services. And for the capabilities, because this vehicle is a layer for autonomous driving, so no need people to drive the vehicle. And also it's we equipped with the Internet Vehicle platform, intelligence system, and also the AI features, and also the remotely monitoring and manage the system, and also remote driving system, to in case when the autonomous driving to meet some special situation, or some people block the road, or some car block the road, or one tree just falling down to block the road, and then through the remote driving, also we can drive the vehicle to avoid this kind of situation. They can continue to operation, and also through the HD mapping, so to make sure it's a safe driving, and can smartly to do your design to drive. And this is the scenario in Shanghai. So for example, morning time, the staff is cleaning the vehicle, do the disinfection, and then the restaurant puts the breakfast into the vehicle. And then the vehicle will also be driving to the CBD or the campus, or the university, the most crowded area, and then finish the breakfast, and then he will go to take the lunch and to sell the lunch. And then he can continue to sell the dinner. So now in Shanghai, we have a very large fleet, many vehicles to do this kind of service. And this is just a basic introduction for this kind of vehicle. So this vehicle, the container is can do the heating and also can do the cooling. So no matter you want to sell the hot food, or you want to sell the ice cream, so all we can sell it. And also it's 24 hours working and cloud tracking the people. And this is some brand we are already working. The famous one is KFC and Pizza Hut in the world, everybody knows. And this is KFC, some real videos in Shanghai. So this vehicle is equipped with 5G technology to make sure the network is very smooth and everything is fine. And this is the ice cream model. And the security model, so it can do the automatic patrolling, and also the equipped different kind of cameras on the roof, and even you can install some AI cameras to do some AI features, no matter for the surveillance, the normal surveillance, or some facial recognition, body recognition, people counting, some smoke detection, all these features, we can equip the cameras on it. And because it's just changing the battery, so that make sure it's 24 hours non-stop operation. And this is in the past 3 years, we in different city and with different partners, we launched the vehicles. We work with before we work with Meituan, also Alibaba, Jingdong. All this is our customers, and we customize the vehicle for them. And this is one customer in Europe is Swiss Post. So Swiss Post is our strategic partner in Europe. So first we together to launch one POC and exercise in one medical manufacturing company in Switzerland. So in their campus, during the COVID-19, so the vehicles can express the parcels inside the campus. So the staff just come to take the parcels just through touch screen and put a full security code. It's very easy for them. And this second is in UAE, in Dubai. We work with Noon.com. Noon.com is the biggest local e-commerce company. So we together launched the two retail model vehicles. Just we launched in the Dubai Mall. It's just under the Burj Khalifa, the tallest building in UAE. So this vehicle, we customize the payment system it's a credit card payment. Because Dubai Mall, this place is very special. Here is the top one, the tourist people who visit in Dubai. So there are more than 190 country tourist people visit this place. So the payment is a challenge. Then we work with the local, the biggest, the payment supplier, so to develop this credit card service, this machine, and to equip it on the vehicle to make sure any people have credit card can enjoy this service to buy the water drinks there. And in Singapore, we also work with the local operator and the NCS company. NCS company is a very famous technology company in Singapore, and we work with them to launch some retail vehicles in Singapore. And also this photo shows in the new year of Singapore. Then we we join the event and celebrate together with the local people. And also in Thailand, we work with the National Broadcasting and Communication Ministry. And under their ministry, there are the biggest hospital in Bangkok. So in the Bangkok, this in Sirius Hospital, we launched the transport service, use the autonomous driving vehicle and under the 5G network to transport the medicines from the pharmacy to their hospital different buildings to reduce the people transport and reduce the people risk. And because now everybody knows that in Bangkok, in Thailand now the COVID-19 become spreading now is a challenge, and then this also can help them to reduce the contact for the people. And this is in UAE, in Sharjah, we work with the Ministry of Health. Also, we help to the government to distribute the sanitizer to the citizens. So the government supply the free sanitizers, and then through our vehicle, we can distribute to the citizens, and they can take it freely from the vehicle. So this is one video show that we work with Noon.com and Emar. We launched this autonomous driving service vehicle in the world. So we call it that the autonomous driving technology is coming. So the future is coming. And besides this presentation, and recently also we have the customer in Saudi. It's like new. Also we have the customer in Japan, and to launch our vehicle soon this year. So totally now also in Germany. In Germany, the national company DVV also in their campus, they will launch our security petrol vehicle there. So totally now it's around 7 countries we have the business there. And also we will open our company in Switzerland and Thailand this year. And in other countries, we will see the business and then we will decide to open more company in the world to better service the local government and local citizens. So this is my presentation. Thank you. So if any questions, you can freely to ask me.
Hello, Mr. Wu. That was really incredible presentation. So smart solution you provided for your customer. First of all, I want to know, is this self-driving generation 4 or not? Because we know Tesla already, it is just generation 2, that's not more.
Yeah. First, we comply the security standard. We follow the Europe standard. So we work with the Germany TUV. TUV is for the vehicle vehicle standard facilities. We follow them and we get their certification for the autonomous driving vehicle, for the low speed vehicle. Because Tesla is autonomous driving is the fastest speed. So as our vehicle is a low speed vehicles, it's different. So our vehicle is mainly service in the closed area, closed road area. For example, inside the campus, inside the parks, inside the universities. So it's not like the Tesla go to the open road and the very even high road highway, right? It's far, the speed very fast. So that will be it's truly standard. So the system should be very high secure to make sure it's the people safe. But our vehicle is a low speed. This is the first. Second, mainly it's a service in the closed road area. So it's not like the public road and very fast speed. So usually our operation speed is 20 kilometers. It's as the operation speed. And some customer government request, for example, in Japan, they require 10 kilometers per hour. And in UAE, in Dubai, they require 5 kilometers per hour. And in Germany, they require 15, not more than 15. So the different different country, the government, they require our vehicle. The speed is not less than 20 kilometers. So it's to make sure it's safe. And also, actually, our vehicle equipped many sensors like the radar, cameras is more than Tesla the sensors, and also the low speed, so it will be more safe than Tesla. So this is it's okay.
Thank you very much. And one more question: is your company interested in matchmaking and manufacturing for in other countries or not?
It depends on the business itself. So in the future, if any country we see the big potential, and we have the large, for example, the project, and then we have more business there. Definitely, we are waiting. We are waiting and happy to have the factory to mass manufacturing in the countries, Yeah.
That's great. Then we must have your contact information, because we have one producer here. They are trying to starting manufacturing smart buses here. Maybe we can making a matchmaking between you and that company and your product for the CIS and European countries can provide it here and sells from this point. I hope that you will share your contact information, then we can make a more decision about it.
Yeah. We will.
Thank you.
Thank you.
吴总，您可以把您的这个邮箱就是输入在
So I will ask Mr. Wu to write down his email in the chat box.
您看一下哪个。
找个地方写就好了。Yeah, so my email is
还流动性。啊。
Okay, guys, we are using the chat box as well. So if you have questions, you can also write down in the chat box, or you would like to ask Mr. Wu directly, you can unmute yourself.
吴总，咱们再稍微等一下，看看他们有没有人，或者说有的人可能会把问题写过来。有一个问题。
Our vehicle can work with 4G and 5G both. So 4G also okay. In Thailand, we work with True, the operator True, together because True is supply the ICT infrastructure to the end customer, the hospital, Severance Hospital. So we do the project together with the operator True. Yeah. For the Egypt market, definitely we are interested in Egypt, and till now we are looking for some partners there.
Yes, guys, as Mr. Wu just said, they are looking for these partners, actually for looking for partners globally. Yes, I got a question here.
To answer the Romania this question, we already in the past 3 years we already test our vehicle in more than 30 cities in China, and also we tested in UAE with the customer Noon in Dubai already more than 1 year, and in Thailand more than half year, and in Switzerland more than 1.5 year. And in Japan, it's just we starting to test in Tokyo, and in Singapore already more than 1 year, and in Germany it's a half year. So we have we passed the certificate with the Germany TUV standard. In Germany, is a Europe standard for the autonomous driving vehicle. So they are the first organization to officially to test the autonomous driving vehicle and as the Europe standard. And currently, for my understanding, now the UAE, the Middle East government is they are okay with the TUV standard certificate, and also we talked with the Japan government, and the Japan government also they consider this TUV is okay, and also they are testing our vehicle, and they will start testing our vehicle next month in Tokyo, and in Singapore also. They are okay with the Germany standard, and also they are developing their standard. So for my understanding, in the international market, many countries they are developing their standards, and there are some requirements or some regulations for this kind of vehicles. But most of the country currently they don't have the standard regulation till now. But since we push our vehicle to their countries, and at the very beginning, so they allowed to us to operate our vehicle in the closed area. For example, in Dubai, we supply the booklet with the Dubai communities. So the municipality, Dubai municipality. Give us the proof and the certificate, we can officially and legally to operate our vehicle under the Burj Khalifa, that area. For example, in Germany, we can legally to operate our vehicle inside the DVV, the national company, their campus, and also so most of our vehicle in the outside China. So currently, they are okay with the closed area. For example, the universities, for example, the communities, the parks, the business parks. So this kind of place we can consider as a closed road. It's not an open road. So this kind of area, usually the government is okay with this kind of vehicle. But even it's okay, then still we need to give them some information and to get the proof from the owner of the university or the owner of the campus, this kind of, or the owner of the parks. If the owner said, we want to try this vehicle, we want to operate the vehicle, and then they talk to the local city municipality, and usually we supply the documents, our standard, our certificates, and our product information, and then usually they will give us a proof for this kind of scenario. But for the open road, it's another story. The open road is still take time to get the proof to go to the open road. Yeah, this is the current situation.
还有个问题 ，TUV
Yeah. To answer the Saudi questions, we just work with the one local the smart city customer. So we will launch the security patrolling vehicle inside their campus. This is in Saudi, so this is under the process.
它这还有一个问题是 TUV 的那个 在下面5.18 TUV is for quality
In the middle, people are there. Our vehicle is different with the, for example, the Tesla. Tesla is how to say that? It's a people inside the vehicle. Our vehicle is no people inside. It's a totally a service vehicle. So, for example, for Tesla, their challenge is that first they need to make sure that the vehicle, the autonomous driving technology is secured, it's reliable. So it's cannot hit the outside people, to not damage the others, to hurt others, right? And also they need to make sure the people who driving the car, the Tesla vehicle, also should be safe. Inside the people also should be, the driver also should be safe. So it's a both challenge for them. But for the company like us, for our vehicle, because our vehicle is totally no people, it's only the vehicle itself, it's the goods inside. So our vehicle only, we need to care the outside people, the passengers, the people who walking on the road, so they are safe. We don't hurt them. That's it. So because we equipped the many high level the lidars, sensors, cameras, AI cameras, and also we have the HD mapping to make sure the vehicle is drivable on the designed road. It's not freely to drive. It's a must on the HD mapping, the already designed road. So it must follow the road. And also it have the smart the hardware and software to detect the people and the vehicles to very quick to stop the vehicle to avoid the hurt for the anything. So it's safe because the TUV in Germany they already test our vehicle in Europe. So after their test, we are safe, and then they are satisfied, and then they give us the certificate. So we gain this certificate after the testing our vehicle in Europe too. And the test, not only the quality test, it's also the safe test. They test our vehicle, they make some the fake people and walk the road to walk the road, and then to test our vehicle will hit the people or not, can detect the people or not. So after that, many different kinds of tests, different speed, then we are safe, and then they give us the certificate. Some customers, some people ask interested in the Chinese laws about this matter. Okay, actually, in China, now there are some city government, for example, Beijing government, and also in Changzhou government, Shenzhen and Shanghai. They how to say that? They choose some area. They choose some technology park and some new developed city, some areas and some road. They selected this kind of area and to allow the autonomous driving vehicle to test there, to operate there. So they give us the temporary operation license to allow us to operate our business there. And then through this operation, and the government will see the performance and it's safe or not and the results. So in China, the main city like Beijing, Shanghai, Shenzhen, these kind of cities, they are trying. So they have the open mind and to allow us to try in some areas, some place. This is the current situation of the local Chinese government, their attitude. Yeah.
吴总稍微补充一下，这个我们前一段时间研究过。
So okay, guys, I can add some additional things for your consideration about the law. Actually, now in China, there's no national laws about these vehicles, about the automobile of the auto vehicles on the road. But in some city, just like Mr. Wu said, in city like Changsha, like some area in Beijing, the local governments, they have these policies to encourage this kind of technology. So they will allow the company like Neolithic to make this trial on some area, but only on some special area. I think it will take still some time for the national government or for the whole local governments to establish some laws about establish some final laws about this auto vehicles.
Yeah, true. Is the product available to sell for a small company or a startup company? What's the price? Usually, actually, in the world, we have many startup companies want to work with us. For example, there are some technology startups. They have some. They are developing some technologies. Some is for the sensors. Some is for the mapping. Some is for the camera, for some AI features. Some is for the communication. So since our vehicle is how to say that, it's mixed with many technologies. So first it's a battery, it's a green technology, and also it's an electronic vehicle, and also it's work with 4G or 5G wireless network, and also it's equipped with AI cameras, and also have the big data system, and also have the working with the Internet of Vehicle SaaS platform. So the vehicle you can consider as an ecosystem. So many different areas, the companies we can work together. So totally we can, some parts we can use their technology in their local countries, and then we together to develop some vehicle and all customize some vehicle, all integrated the technology together to launch the service in the local countries. So this is where we are already doing this. And for the price, actually, I cannot publicly. Now I can tell the price now here. But if any people interested, I can send you through the email. Yeah.
吴总，他那个现在还有一个匈牙利的问题，是现在的这些customer 就是那个 who are you customer current？
current customer。
就是最新的一个问题。
Who are your customers currently? So like you can use in close areas, what kind of companies? Okay, so in the international market, for example, in UAE, the customer is Noon.com. It's an e-commerce company. The e-commerce company, and they buy our vehicle and to do the retail service. And in Japan, it's a local manufacturing company, and also they have the technology department. So they develop the AI products. They develop the Internet of Things technologies. So they also buy our vehicle and will launch our vehicle the transportation service in Japan. So they develop the software, the service software, the business software, and the vehicle part we supply. So totally we integrated the solution together and to launch the service in Japan. And in Germany, it's the national company. They are the big electricity and communication, the service government company. So they have the big campus. So they buy our vehicle, they are our customers, they buy the vehicle and to do the security patrolling inside their campus. So this is our council of customers. And for example, in Germany, so in Spain, we are talking with one customer. So they are the technology developer. They are the video streaming technology supplier. So they also buy our vehicle and together to launch the retail vehicle want to launch in Spanish. So so our customer, some is the national company as a campus. They have their own campus. Some is the technology company. Some is the startups, and some is government itself. The government, they want to use our vehicle to do the service inside their government facilities in their campus. And in China, also some customers like the public security, like the police. Some is the city parks, the owner of the city parks. They buy our vehicle and we launch the retail vehicle inside their city park, and we generate the revenue together and we share the revenue together. So the business model is actually flexible. Some is they buy the vehicle and they operate it by themselves. They get the revenue themselves. Some is we co-operate together and we share the revenue. So the business is different. And some customer is like a supermarket. They are the big company. They have many supermarkets, and they buy our vehicle. They want to transport their goods from their supermarket to the citizens, to the residents. So to satisfy their customer. And some customer is a medical distribution company. So they buy our vehicle and they sell their medicines and some beauty products to the ladies, local ladies inside the countries. So they want to also, some customer, they want to do the marketing and broadcasting. So some customer, they want to do the pure PR. Some is want to generate revenue. Some is want to just enjoy the service. So it depends.
Okay, guys, thanks for your questions. I can see you are very interested in the Neolix. So I just write down Mr. Wu's email address again. So if you would like to have a further discussion with him, you can send him email. So thanks to Mr. Wu for his brilliant presentation again. And before Mr. Wu leaves, we can take a group photo with you. So please all open up your videos. 我操，您可以站在那边，然后跟我们这些学员一起合个影。好，站在那边。我是站在这吗？对，结束那个分享啊，对，这样啊，对，这个位置。他们都在线上。Okay, guys, please all open up your video. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thanks, guys. I will come back to you in 5 minutes. Thanks to Mr. Wu again. You can say goodbye to Mr. Wu, and please feel free to send your emails to him.
Thank you very much, sir. Bye.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Bye bye.
Okay, guys, it's a 5 minutes break. Please come back in 5 minutes.
Thank you. Bye.
差不多。
Hello everyone, welcome back. So in our next session, we are very glad to invite Mr. Zhuang from Ucloud. The Ucloud is, as you can see from the screen, is a neutral cloud, and the company is the top Chinese IaaS service provider, independent researcher and developer. Also the provider of the computational resource, storage resource, network resource, and other necessary basic IT infrastructure service. So your organization or your park may have the needs for their service and their technology and their solution. So first, let's welcome Mr. Zhuang to give you the presentation about the Ucloud company, and then you are free to ask the questions and discuss the cooperation with Mr. Zhuang. So let's welcome Mr. Zhuang.
Okay, thanks for the introduction, and it's my great pleasure to have this opportunity that I can share some of my past experience and what Ucloud is a cloud computing provider, how we help the enterprise or mobile internet company or government to use the cloud to build their application worldwide. So that's my topic, how cloud can empower the enterprise to do the global expansion. So a little bit about myself. So Furen Zhuang, you can call me Jimmy, my English name. So I studied computer science and also get my MBA degree in UC Berkeley in America. I have been working more than 20 years. It's a long time. So software programming, product management, business strategy. But my focus is special in cloud and big data areas. So I moved to China for working for about 10 years. So my first job in China, I do the product management in Pivotal, now it's VMware. So I'm responsible for the big data analytic platform. So at that time, I think that Hadoop, the big data technology is very popular, it's very hot. So I was responsible for this kind of big data analytic platform, product management and development. Then because the cloud, AWS want to get in China, then their AWS, the worldwide leading cloud provider, want to lend their service into China. So I joined AWS to lead their product business development team. And also then after I also joined Microsoft, also manage their cloud business. So my role is more to help AWS and Microsoft to lend the cloud service in China and also plan their business growth strategy. Currently, I'm joining Ucloud. So I'm driving more corporate strategy planning, development, and execution. So this is my today's outline. So I want to do first have a little introduction to our company Ucloud. But before that, I think because my topic is about the cloud computing, so every time I give the presentation or sharing or in workshop, everyone will ask me what is the cloud computing. So I want to provide my understanding or my points on this. So I think we'll have an infrastructure. Traditionally, we'll have like data center. So we call the traditional is called IDC. So infrastructure have the resource like the compute power, like the server, virtual machine, have the storage, also have the networking. So that's I call infrastructure. So infrastructure now we become why we call cloud. So you will hear very often that a term called IaaS, so infrastructure as service. So I think the important point, not every company can really provide the cloud service. They need to have, the first thing is they need to have an API interface to open up these resources using the API call for the end customer. So every enterprise or customer, they can have this API interface to really utilize the underlying infrastructure like compute, storage, networking. So I think that's the one point very important. You need to have this kind of API interface so the enterprise can use cloud resource. And the four important requirement or four important characteristics that cloud service provider they need to provide. If they cannot provide this four unit, I don't think they really provide a cloud service. They are just more maybe the traditional data center. So the one point is that the cloud service is on demand, is scalable. So that means that everyone or every enterprise, they can use the infrastructure, the resource via API that anytime, and the resource is scalable that they have no, ideally, I think ideally, there's no limit resource that we can use. The second criteria is that the cloud service is pay as you go. So you pay what you need. So you don't really pay extra or waste your resource. It's just like the utility that you pay when you need it. The third one is that the cloud service must be very easy to use. So you can just open up the console to really use this cloud service to build your application and deploy your system application everywhere. The last thing is that also very important that cloud is high available. High available means it's very reliable, that because the architecture in the cloud that built on different region, different data center, and across different regions, so that they have high availability architecture that to help or protect your data or protect your system not going down. So Ucloud actually founded in 2012. So it's a kind of very new startup company, but it's a unicorn startup. So we just did the IPO last year in China, and it's the first IPO cloud computing company in China. Now we provide the cloud service not only public cloud, but also private cloud and hybrid cloud. And we already have 31 data center worldwide and serve 10,000 enterprise customers and 1 billion users. So that's a big volume of current user and enterprise already use Ucloud and the cloud computing technology to build their application or system. So our company vision is really become a respected cloud computing company, and we want to use the cloud technology to really empower everyone or dreamer that they can make the world a better place using cloud computing. So in the latest slide, I will share more case study that to share our customer how they use cloud to really build good application, really to increase their business efficiency or profitability. So basically, we have a CBS strategy, cloud, big data, AI, and that apply to our very wide range product portfolio. So you can see in the cloud side, we have a wide range of product or we call service, like compute, networking, database, storage, video, security product. On top of that, we also provide a big data product, so the enterprise can easily use the big data service as a service So very easy to use the data warehouse, use the Hadoop, using the BI. And we also provide the AI technology. So the enterprise, they can, or individual, they can easily use the cloud AI to really do the machine learning or do some face recognition work. So we have a lot of product. So I want to show is more like there's a lot of cloud product, but if you see this slide, I want just show or demonstrate that actually everyone or every company, actually we are using cloud technology, but we don't know, because every morning probably I get up, I will open up my mobile phone or laptop. I will start to browse the news, or I start to do the chatting, like or see the video or play the game. So that's all built on the cloud platform. And if you go to like there's a lot of like e-commerce company currently, or traditional retail, they also build their application to help the end user to purchase their goods online. So that's also use the cloud technology to enable these scenarios. So not only the internet company like gaming, e-commerce, social media already use the cloud compute technology. There are also many traditional enterprise like airline company, public transportation company, or government, education, healthcare, FSI company. This kind of traditional company, they already adopt cloud to build some of their application in different scenarios. So you can see, as I say, you can use cloud technology to do anything. So I want to share more like the real case in the later section. So let's see the worldwide public cloud trend. So still growing, because I think the cloud computing started very early when Amazon AWS released their product in 2006. Very early, is like very early. It's like the cloud technology is growing very fast. Even now, the newest report still show there's 23% worldwide, and more than 300 billion spending on that. And I didn't show the China market, but China market currently is growing faster than worldwide average. So in the latest Gartner and ITC report, they were predict that, or they was mentioned that the China cloud market is like 40% plus growth rate. So actually, this kind of is a very hard market. And why we see this kind of like cloud will grow continually? I think the first one is the new technology innovation is really driving cloud computing adoption. For example, we see that 5G technology increase the networking bandwidth, networking speed. So that also drive the cloud consumption. Also, you will see like the edge computing, hybrid cloud, and AI. I think AI also a very hot topic now. So AI also built on top of cloud is a perfect match, AI and cloud. So also drive the cloud usage. So the second one is like the startup company and the small media business, they are more cloud native. They are not like the traditional company have a lot of legacy application system. So they are easy to really use the cloud to build their new application to break through the market. So absolutely, we see the cloud also power not only the small startup company, but also traditional enterprise. As I say, or I mentioned in previous slides, there are a lot of customer success in traditional enterprise or vertical industry, like retail, manufacturing, finance, education, healthcare, and government. So the last one, we also see the multi-cloud trend, or large enterprise, they will apply the multi-cloud strategy. So they are not only use just one cloud like AWS or Microsoft, but they will also use the different cloud that perfect suit their needs. So I think the multi-cloud strategy will also help like the Ucloud, like really penetrate or break through these traditional large enterprise market. So because of the importance of the worldwide business, so we Ucloud also found an overseas affiliate that will help you guys or the other country that will accelerate that your customer or some the enterprise will use cloud to build their application. So we have like xCloud, that's our overseas affiliate, provide the end-to-end or complex cloud solution. The product portfolio is the same that we provide. Then Cyber is more a simple cloud positioning. So we provide very simple cloud instance that very suitable for developers and the small and medium enterprise. So we do have these two entities that can help our worldwide customers. So why we very think the importance of the global business, and we did put a lot of investment and effort to build different data center region in different country, in different region. So currently we already have 25 regions, 31 availability zones. So we want to utilize, or our customer can easily utilize this data center in different country close to you to really use the cloud service to build the application. So the coverage is very wide. So you can see in North America, South America, East Asia, Southeast Asia, Africa, Europe. We do have our data center or region to support. So I will show some company successful story and how they can use Ucloud to build their application in different verticals. So the first example is a gaming company. So this gaming company is developed the game and not focused in Korean, but also later on they publish their game in the other country. So they require a cloud provider or IT provider can provide their global region to support their game deployment and the publish. And they also require, because if you ever play the game, the mobile game, it's very important because at the same time, concurrently, there might be million people, million player online to use. So you do need, they do request a very scalable, reliable infrastructure to support a high concurrency user, so that they can reduce the low latency, the networking latency, so to improve their customer experience. So we do have our pedalized product to help them to accelerate the network speed. And also we do have like high defense security products. We call it DDoS, like to prevent the DDoS attack from some hacker. They will hack the game. So we do have a high defense security product deployed worldwide. So they don't need worry when they deploy the game in different country, they will get attacked, and they also very trust our global infrastructure can provide a very reliable network speed and can handle their million player play the game at the same time. The second one is the e-commerce company. So this company, they operate an e-commerce platform in 170 countries. And currently is the top one cross-border export provider. And then their requirement, absolutely, they want their system can have their system that can support multiple platforms. Because their store operation is built on the worldwide very well-known platform like Amazon, eBay, Wish, and so on. So how we do and support them in different countries like Europe, North America, Japan, South Korea, and in the fast-growing market like Southeast Asia and Africa. So because as I say, cloud is a very scalable and cross-region deployment. So we help them to deploy their system that on the cloud and can manage the multiple platform operation. So they only use one system or one portal that can really operate their 170 country e-commerce operation. So very convenient to them. They just use one provider, IT provider, cloud provider, can really operate in 170 countries. The other one is, I think is the top one Vietnam news media company. So we always call China, we have ByteDance, we call Toutiao, is the top one news media. So it's the Vietnam Toutiao is the largest news media online news media company. So they want to do is really use the AI technology, big data technology to provide a news recommendation. So if you ever like open up some news application, you will definitely see there's some difference because every time they will do the personalization recommendation when you browse the different news, right? So when you open up the homepage in the application, they actually use our AI and big data to really analyze the end user's behavior and kind of track their, when they browse the news, so what kind of news content really interests them. So this kind of a lot of reading, a lot of access actually is stored on the cloud storage. And that's the big data platform on the cloud. And that they can use this big data to really do the machine learning to build a good recommendation algorithm based on user behavior, based on the we call the hotspot point, right? So they can really get this information, do the good recommendation to the end user, and also help them to do the monetization, because if they can recommend or talk, they can do the target marketing. So provide the end user a better, more target advertisement. So this is another example that voice IP and the instant message company, they use Ucloud to build a large big data cluster. So if you see the architecture here, so they are deploying the Hadoop HDFS on cloud to store their users' records is over than 800 million records, a very large volume. So we provide the cloud Hadoop cluster, the big data cluster, that they can host or store their data on the cloud, and they can use like Elasticsearch to do the search, and also Spark is like a big data analytic tool. So using the Spark, they can do the analytics underneath big data platform. So that demonstrates that in the Ucloud or in the Ucloud, the global data center, we can really host and handle up to like the large volume big data and without any problem and the issues. So the last one in the internet or mobile company area is the digital advertisement technology company. So we call the DSP, demand side platform. So the requirement is really because they provide the advertisement to the advertiser. So do the target marketing. So you will see that their request to high concurrency requirement is very high. So they are using our Ucloud instance or virtual machine to build NGIX. It's kind of low balance cluster to really distribute their networking traffic over their request traffic. So they can do the balancing that handle concurrent usage at the same time. And because if you see our estimation here, not only the QPS is the query per second means like the query per second increased a lot, 47%, but also we help them to reduce the virtual machine cost by 46%. We really help them to reduce the cost, also increase the performance. So very high performance cost ratio that we always talking about. So I understand, and you are all like the operate or have experience in maybe the smart city or industry park, or you do the incubation park. So I want to share some Ucloud case on how we help basically it's more the government or the operator, industrial park operator, how to use the Ucloud technology to build a smart city solution and also a smart industry park solution. So this is a concept. I think the smart city need to have this kind of different layer deployment. So basically, the smart city, you need I call it the city brain, a very smart brain, because when you have the smart brain that you can really manage or operate, we call the smart city. So if you see the first layer, in the first layer, we call it connecting everything together. So in the other word or other term, you might already hear a lot. It's called IoT, right? So the IoT technology, we also provide the IoT technology to help to connect the different equipment like the sensor, the infrastructure, the light, or the surveillance camera. And we also connect some mobile device, also some customized edge that you all need to use this IoT hub or IoT technology to do the real-time connection and the data collection to really collect this real-time data from different equipment, sensor, or mobile device in the end. But when you collect the data, you collect this data, the next step, you need to put this data in a large storage platform. So you can imagine if you do the smart city or you deploy a smart city in the traditional data center or traditional storage, you probably don't have the cloud scalable architecture to host or to store this storage, because you can imagine every day, every second, a lot of data through the IoT need to put somewhere. So cloud is ideally to collect and store this data. So you need a cloud computing platform here to unify all the data. Then the third layer on top, only store the data is probably useless because the 0 and 1 is useless. So you need to have a big data platform to really to do the data analytics and visualize this data. We call it BI. And the very important thing and is how Ucloud emphasize is how we can open this data to share and exchange, and so the public, individual or enterprise can really use the smart city data. Is more from the government data, right? Or we see it's the very large data that you need a big data platform to do analyze and visualize, and we can open up to build the top area. You can do a lot of application because this all smart application is really leverage or utilize the data underneath. So a lot of things you can do: smart transportation, make your government service smarter, smart industrial park or incubation park or manufacturing. A lot of things you can do, but without these 3 layers underneath, like IoT, connect everything together, cloud computing platform, big data, you cannot really have the good application on top. So this is a very unique, or I would say it's more competitive advantage other than the other cloud provider like AWS or Microsoft, because I think this is the first one or very unique one. We will emphasize that the data should be shared, should be open in very safe and regulate way to public. So that's why we also put a big word safe, because data sometimes is very sensitive or sometimes is very limited. So who can use, who cannot use? We need to have some rule or permission using the safe house platform to really open up. So that we can really open up or share this data underneath. So there are different players or different roles who can use the safe house platform. The first one is data requester. So data requester, you can it's like the enterprise. So the data requester, they want to use the data to build their algorithm or their model to really build some application, like in the finance, city governments, or business location selection, healthcare, or residential construction. So this data requester is more like the enterprise. They want to use the public or the government data. So the data provider is more, I think in this case, is more the government or the public authority. They collect all the data and ensure this is legal compliant data. So they build this kind of data source and can open up to enterprise. So we also have the player who can be the added value service provider. So they can provide different service on top of Safe House platform. And the regulator, because as I said, if you are using the government data, it's very sensitive, or sometimes it have a lot of permission. So we do have the regulator need to participate into this Safe House platform to really enable this ecosystem. So it's more concrete to use a real example and the real land example, how we use the safe house. We call the safe house is more to enable the data sharing, utilization. And this is the first one deployed in China, this concept. We work with, because the pain point is that, as I always emphasize, is we have a lot of data, but how we can transform this data, because it's just 0 and 1, right, into the value. How we can open up or attract the business partner using the data to do the monetization. So we already see actually in developed country and the region, open the government data to share, to exchange, to utilize, it's become the norm. But in China, it's still in a very early stage. So we deployed the first one in Xiamen City. Xiamen is in the China South East. It's a biggest, it's the largest city in Fujian. So we collaborate with Xiamen City government to build up this platform. So the idea is that we want to collect the government data, individual data, like residential data like us, and also the enterprise and the commercial data, put into this platform. So currently, till 2021, we already connect more than 1,000 resources, and already it's not just put the data resource on this. You can see the real data already more than 1 billion data have been used. So it's a very impressive volume that we see the government, the enterprise really use this data platform. So you must be very curious how they can use. So that's the key example that how the government and the enterprise collaborate together. The Xiamen City government have this idea, and then they really collaborate with Ucloud to really implement this very impressive scenario. So I want to share with you guys. So the first one is help the finance company like the banking. So the concept is that because we already have the government data in different resources, we also have the individual data. So using this platform, big data platform, we can provide the financial institution like the bank, they can use this data to evaluate the credit. So they can really reduce the risk to provide the loans to the small and medium company, right? So as you know, the financial institution like bank, they worry a lot is like how they can do the risk management. But using the government open data, there's a lot of data they can use, and they build the good algorithm. They can easily will speed up their loans provide process. So that's the first thing for the commercial, the financial bank. The second one is the credit score. It's more the personal credit score. It's also a very brilliant idea. Like Xiamen government want to do this because there's a lot of data in the platform. They want to build a credit system for the individual, for the personal. So the first one is more the small media credit, right? This one is more the personal credit. So they will use our platform, the Safe House platform, to build an algorithm and model to evaluate everyone or individual credit score. So when we go to this application, I can see my credit score based on different data. So I have this score. They can have this evaluation how credibility you have when you purchase goods, or some scenarios that they go to the public library, they can borrow the book without any like ID or any like deposit, or they park their car, they don't use the deposit anymore. They just use this personal credit score to evaluate the personal credit. The third one is also very interesting, but probably without this big data platform, you cannot really do the business location selection. Because when you build the business, or when you select a business you want to operate in the areas, there's a lot of criteria, or there's a lot of things you want to know. So for example, you want to know how many population in this area, how about the transportation, the public transportation, or how many cars pass through this road? Is there any other point of interest in this area? How about the real estate price in this area? Is there any education, hospital in this area? So there's a lot of data, but without this platform, we probably don't know or cannot get or retrieve this data. So you can imagine that when you have this kind of population data, transportation data, real estate price, you can evaluate how you want to open what kind of store or shop in which area. When you do the business decision making process, when you choose where you want to open your shop. So that's also open up to the individual and the enterprise from the Xiamen city government. So the other case is also very successful. It's just built, I think, just last year, and I also engaged in this case. So it's the Shandong city have a called Jimo. Jimo is within the Shandong city, Qingdao. So Qingdao, Jimo is the Qingdao one of their district. So Jimo city government want to build a cloud data center. The background of the reason, absolutely, because the China national policy very support on this kind of smart city, digital transportation, infrastructure, new infrastructure construction. And so the smart city needs and also the national support that Gmo government want to think about how they can build a cloud data center in their industrial park. So what Ucloud do here is, because as I say, they want to utilize their spare local industrial park space, because there are some industrial park space, they don't know how to use that. It's just a space. So we leverage this spare local industrial park space. We build a data center in a very fast way to build a Gmo city brand cloud platform that we want to replicate. I just showed you in the previous slide, right? How Xiamen City do very well in smart city over city brand scenario. So we want to also replicate this kind of scenario in Shandong, Qingdao, Jimou. So we help them, or we work with the local partner. So the local partner also because they have the connection, they have a resource with the local government. So we collaborate with this local partner. We deploy and operate the Gmo Cloud Data Center. And we do a kind of joint venture with this local partner. So Ucloud and this local partner, we build a joint venture locally in Gmo City to deploy this project, and also not deploy, but also operate this data center. And you see the highlight here is what I think is a very good case here I want to share to you guys is that we deploy the first phase is like 2,000 servers in this data center. If you see the picture, is the real picture I took. So it's actually when I went there is nothing. But you see now currently it has a data center and also a green park, a very beautiful park with a data compute center. And how fast we help the local partner and the Gmo government to build this, it's just 10 days we ship every device into this park, the industrial park. We deploy our private cloud just in 3 days. And we deploy our big data platform in 25 days and really operate and open this big data platform to the government. You can see like Gmo City Water Conservancy, Peru, Nature Resource Peru, and hospital, and other education, healthcare units that they migrate their application from their old traditional data center to this new cloud. And we use this data to really do the smart city scenario, smart parking, public service. So not only they use this big data platform to for their own use, the government use, they also open up this data to inspire the local business, local enterprise that to do the decision making. As I say, you can do a lot of scenario here. It's kind of complex architecture, so I probably quick go through here because I think we are not really the architect or technology people. But here I want to mention is that you will need to not only the ICE we are able to provide, but this data exchange in the middle, the data exchange, data sharing platform is the key point why Gmo, the Shandong, Qingdao government want to collaborate with us. Otherwise, they can just work with the other cloud vendor. But I think this is the very proposition that they think is worth to invest and provide this service to their local, not only the government, but the local business. So the last few slides, I want to demonstrate the capability that the industry box solution we also have. So here is that why we think we are very confident we can do this is that we have the cloud computing service, we have big data service, we have IoT, we have AI. That's all the key component different from the other IT provider. They probably only can provide one component, but we have this full stack that can help the enterprise to build the industry product solution to manage the industrial park and more efficiently, and also that provide more enterprise service to do the data monetization. So the key technology here I want to show is more like digital twins. So put in very simple word, I think digital twins is just you have a real building, real water pipeline under this. You have the road. You have a lot of asset in the industrial park or even in the commercial park, tourism park, exhibition park. There's a lot of asset here. So how we use the digital twins to transform this in the digital asset and to manage it and also visualize. So you can see it's like, when you see this, it's like you just see a virtual city. If we put this, so this is virtual city that you can navigate or you can manage it in a more visual way. So that's the digital twins, how we can provide the operator a more visualized way to manage the park. So we also provide this like the big screen, like monitor the park management. So to enable this big screen, the BI, this data thing, it's not quite difficult here, but the more difficult is the underneath, how the digital twins, as I mentioned, transform the asset to the real data and can really pop up and show in the big screen to visualize in the park what happened in this area. So the last one is more because as we all experienced like COVID-19, right? So we also have the appliance using our AI and cloud computing technology. So we have this AI appliance that can detect your personal temperature and also can be called like counting to really collect this data into the backend, and you can see the operator can use the laptop or mobile application to really manage the park using this AI appliance. So because of time, I probably run out of time. This is the our overseas entities companies as cloud. So I know you all based in different countries. So if you have interest or you have any inquiry, want to collaborate with Ucloud, we do have the overseas entity in Singapore, and they have very well knowledge how the Ucloud can really help. As I say, not the mobile internet company like if you have like gaming, e-commerce, social media company like this kind of mobile internet company. We have like 31 global cloud center that you can use. But we also have a very successful case to work with the local partner. We do the joint project to help the local government to build the smart city solution. As I say, we are very emphasized how to open up the data that the enterprise can utilize or monetize, and also the industrial park solution. So I think these are all the opportunity that I wish to have the opportunity can work with you guys together. So I will stop here, and thanks for your time and passion to listen my sharing. So I probably have 5 or 10 minutes to have some question. So probably don't have time, but anyway, if you have time, you can send an email or just make a phone call or scan our WeChat. We do have our expert to answer your question.
So, okay, guys, thanks for Mr. Zhuang's presentation. And if you have questions, you can unmute yourself directly, or you can write down your question in the chat box.稍等一下，因为有的人可能是习惯于这个把问题写在那个chat box。
耽误你后面的时间，有点超时。
没有，这个后面今天就没有其他。
OK， 好，就怕说超时。
庄总，他这个现在问题框里面有一个问题，他是问any partnership with Egypt right now?
Okay. So currently we accept any inquiry from anywhere, but now because we don't have the connection or relationship with the local partner or entity in Egypt. So if you have interest, you can connect to our Singapore office that we can think about how we can partnership together in Egypt.
Oh, 他在里面也回复你了。可能有的人这个网络可能不太
Okay, that's great.
So, okay, guys, if you don't have any questions, you can keep the contacts of the Ucloud. And now, before Mr. Zhuang leave us, we can take this group photo with him. And if you have further questions, you can send an email to their office and even call them. So please, guys, please open up all your videos. We can take a group photo with Mr. Zhuang. So, okay, guys, please open your video and 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, thank you, guys. Thank you for Mr. Zhuang's presentation, and it's for the end of the day, and you can say goodbye to Mr. Zhuang.
Thank you. Bye bye.